We're not done yet with the practice squad. Welcome back, everybody. We have completed 6 years in this franchise, and they have not been 6 successful seasons, as I've attempted to build the team out of all players from practice squads or players who are practice squad eligible, but nobody's even signed to their practice squad. And we've had some successes in this series. It's been fun to see what players develop and what happens when you build a team in a way that you're not supposed to. I'm excited about our quarterback, Pat Whitworth, after 3 seasons of play. Really excited now that we have Nigel Jenkins at running back. But I have seen a lot of feedback about, okay, maybe we start allowing some players to be drafted onto this team, and I think I'm at the point now where I do agree. We've gotten a few players to develop well on defense, but I think that this is it obviously is a really difficult way to build the offense and the team in general. And something I didn't realize until just recently is that it's extra difficult playing offline, because obviously the sim stats are bugged and the longest passes that happen in simulating are 25 yards. And that makes it really difficult to go through these seasons and get those breakout opportunities for offensive players. And I didn't realize how much that was slowing us down. The games here, you can check out which ones I simmed based on which ones are along a 25. Basically, all of those are going to be simulated. If it was more than 25, that's because we actually watched the game. So we've gotten less breakout chances here than we would have otherwise. 6 years, and have we had even one chance to break out an offensive player? I don't think so. So what do we do now? Obviously, we have draft picks. I just have not been utilizing them. But I think that I'm going to institute a brand new rule for this offseason, that projected undrafted players are available. These are players that would be projected to be on teams' practice squads, but obviously the undrafted players will give you some opportunities. There are some really good picks down there. I have not even been scouting in this series, and obviously I have not scouted yet for this season. But I think to give this series, a chance to reach its goals, I think this is going to be a necessary next step. Must be projected undrafted. For some reason, if I scout somebody and later on they're projected to go in the 7th round, they're now ineligible. True talent, fair game, but projected undrafted has to be how we go forward with this. I just think that we kind of gave this practice squad strategy only a really good shot. 6 years, by the way, is enough time for all the initial players to at least be 27 years old, most of them older because not everybody's 21 years old when they're a rookie. So that's all the prime years of development, and now we know what that looks like. And you're just limiting the ability to upgrade year over year, even slightly. And being able to get those undrafted players, projected undrafted, and maybe get a chance to get them immediately on the field would help us have a chance to pull off this series. So I hope you're enjoying a slight pivot here, but 6 years to win 5 games tops was a good run. We averaged in those 6 years 3.5 wins a season, and we had plateaued very early. So I've had this feedback now for many episodes. Today we're following through with it. Projected undrafted players will be available. I'm not going to have anywhere close to all the players scouted I would have if I started, obviously, during the season. So I want to make the best use of these points. And where do I think that the most progress could be made? O-line. You need 5 starters, and it's so difficult for us to have any options that can be long-term high-quality starters. Like 75, 76 overall has been the ceiling because we're starting out with these undrafted players that have been on practice squads. And obviously, as we can tell based on this scouting here of the undrafted projected left tackles, this isn't going to necessarily give us plenty of opportunity. In some cases here, I still might have to take undrafted, projected, and talent players, but have at least a couple ratings here. Like Chris Grove has 2 B+, lead block, impact block. On top of that, agile at 325 pounds has me intrigued. Ooh, an A-, B+. I still have not scouted a single player that actually has like a draftable talent grade until Lance Wilkerson. I'm kind of excited for this now. This is going to be fun. As we move on to our new offseason, the San Francisco 49ers are the team to beat. Trey Lance is a Super Bowl MVP. 5 touchdowns in the Super Bowl to top Tua and the Dolphins. Wow, Marvin Wilson turning down the contract offer unless we give him the franchise tag that we could definitely afford. Probably letting some longtime players go, though, this year. Savon Ahmed, probably time for us to move on. Ben Carmen, this is one of the biggest contracts we'll have given out. 2 years, almost $15 million. And Ulysses Gilbert is going to be testing as well. That's a surprise. All right, we're trying to get Marvin Wilson back, and there's actually some competition here from Dallas and Kansas City. I had to give him a 2-year offer close to $10 million a year. The highlight of today, though, is going to be this scouting and drafting for the first time in the series. I don't have many points, though, and I don't want to waste them, so I probably should just start scouting standout combines regardless of position. Will Jeffers. Wait, I just scouted a 5th round player. I just wasted points. I'm not used to this yet. Rated the 15th center in the class, Justin Page. Really good combine here. 24 years old, but I mean, strength is going to be good. He's going to be a good athlete. Definitely somebody we're targeting. The fun part about this too is that now we're going to have players who get that 5th year option in the 1st round, 4-year contracts. Emmett LaMontagne from Purdue. Pretty good combine, 22 years old. I think we have another target, and that should be good enough for the offensive line. That gives us maybe 2 new starters, and I need to do something with the rest of these picks. What definitely helped too is doing that Vikings video, which there will be more of those Vikings videos. It's probably not even going to be as long as this series, but if you haven't checked that out already, that Vikings rebuild inspired by their loss on Sunday, that's on the channel. Hour 17 minutes. You want that on in the background or whatever. Maybe you intently watch those hour-long videos. I do. I have no clue how most of you consume this content. I'm just glad you do. Oh, why am I still doing this? Oh man, he's not even undrafted. Just throwing these points away, man. Just burning them. Are you kidding me? That was a 117-point bid. Marvin Wilson is tired of losing. I can't believe it. He really left to go to Dallas. Marvin Wilson, I mean, he doesn't even have 10 career sacks. I was about to give him $10 million a year. He got 6.25. He took like a 40% discount just to leave our team. Maybe not quite 40%. I forget my actual offer, but it was at least $3 million a year longer. Ulysses Gilbert's back, though. So I think defensive tackle just became something to spend the points on, and maybe I actually spend the points on players I'm allowed to draft. That'd be something. Now, I should be a bit more thorough here scouting combines because some of the best information I'm going to get. Michael Griffin. First thing I look for, does bench reps limit the ceiling? If you only have like 27 reps and you're going to have like 82 strength, probably not a top tier player. I'm looking for mid-30s reps in most cases, so I can get at least 85 strength. I don't want to have to worry about it. 34, yeah, that's probably my cutoff for D-tackle right now. I need run stoppers, and that's where strength is important. Maybe the strategy is actually to go with the worst combines, like no 3-cone, 6-second 40, but all the way into bench. Could that be like the new strategy here? That does not seem to be the case here. Thought it was worth a try. Jerron Robertson, 7th round talent here out of Maryland. Ran a 4.7. Playing defensive end, 266. There are definitely some undrafted players who are going to have like 3rd round talent, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to find them with how few points I have to work with. Really would love a pass rusher here, but options are limited. Something else to keep in mind too is that the combine info is going to give me a little extra to think about position swaps for players. So one thing I'm really interested in right now is finding like big safeties and moving them outside the corner, because the safeties tend to have a little bit better zone coverage from what I've seen. Of course, you have safety to linebacker options or linebacker to safety, which is always a lot of fun. This honestly just made the series a lot more fun, so I'm glad I've listened to a lot of that feedback about at least giving me this chance to make the team better. A little more hope, I think, going into each off season too. Oh, that's right, there's no scouting here in this section, unfortunately, so really limited myself here. I'm not drafting 7 players with draftable grades, but I might get about 4. For the first time, we're drafting in this series, everybody, and we select number 3. We're not the worst team. I wonder if I'll have to trade up to secure the player I want. Well, here are the options, and basically, anybody I scout in this offseason is on my board. We can just go to scouted. I can get a 4th rounder. 4th round talent here. And honestly, it might not even be the worst reach of the round based on how the CPU likes to mess up their team's futures. Got partway through scouting a quarterback. That's really good use of my points here. We're going BPA right here. Jason Barksdale. And actually, I could look at trading down because I could just secure picks for the future. Maybe in my next draft, I have more chances. I don't care about your 1st round pick. I do need 3 picks though. I don't really care about where the picks are. I just care about the round. This is perfect. 2 28s and a 27. Thank you, Washington football team. Now, the most Kane moment of all time is if I still get like a target here taken away from me. If I end up getting sniped in these drafts, we have a serious problem. Jason Barksdale is our 1st round pick, which means he'll have a 5th year option. No, he won't, because he wasn't even eligible. He had projected 5th round. I don't see this stuff until I'm editing sometimes. I can't believe I can't even pay attention to notice this stuff in the moment. I'll fix it for next episode. Carry on. In most cases here, I'm still going to be taking players in the talent range we were getting before, but now I do have a bit more of a chance. Like, the undrafted players might have a 2nd or 3rd round talent at some point. We also get 4-year contracts and just more options in general is going to be so much better. So I could look to trade back again. Right here, San Francisco giving us 2 2028 picks. Unless somebody else has a better offer here, and no. So we are getting ready for next year to be the big one. So here we do need to spend our picks getting better in the trenches, without a doubt. So Emmett LaMontagne, really excited about him. 66 normal. So 87 strength. Some passable ratings. Pass block power is low. Awareness is low, but pretty good athlete. Another injury prone player. That's all I draft anymore. All right, there are at least 4 more players with draftable grades that I could take. And eventually, maybe some of these players would actually be taken in like the 7th round. So here, what I want to do, I think, is get corner D'Angelo Elliott. 5'10", 23 years old, 4'5", 40. Elliott's a 65 overall. 92 speed, better in zone than man by a little bit. Has a lot of work to do, but not injury prone. Now we're going to take Justin Page. I like 2 centers here. I don't care if they play guard or what. Really good starting ratings, though, for Justin Page. I like that strength at 89, and that one seems to get some upgrades as you work on it. And no, like, blocking rating in the 60s, which is pretty cool. Really disappointed, though, I didn't get to scout running backs. I thought I had one more session. I forgot. Now, I think Jerron Robertson. We go with the edge rusher here. Oh, also, the big thing, too, is, like, a decent chance, I think, at finding hidden dev. Much better than we had before. But not yet. Robertson, 81 strength, 76 finesse moves. I've seen this skill set quite a bit. So now if I want a draftable player, I need to take Lance Wilkerson. I've already taken 2 interior linemen. So I don't think I need 3. You're kidding me. There's a 7.4 combine undrafted running back. Yeah, like I'm gonna pass on Carl Holiday. This is my channel. You know what you're getting into when you click on my content. We're gonna celebrate today, everybody. Carl Holiday's coming to town from UCF, a 70 overall power back, as we get some thunder and lightning in this backfield now. 91 speed, 81 strength, 85 carrying. I think he just took Jonathan Wood's spot, unless he can keep it. Best player I've drafted, I didn't even scout. Doing well today. And that makes me wonder, like, what other combine grades are out there, because I was just going to waste this last one on Brock McGowan. He runs a 4.6. Didn't finish scouting him, but now I'm not going to. He should go undrafted, and I'll see if he's worth signing later. So what do we do with our last selection? How do we really make this count? Didn't spend a lot of time looking at skill position players, and a wide receiver would be fun. But I don't know if we really have an option here. A deep threat here, Jamal Williams running a 4.56. No. 4.52, no. That's college deep threat, not pro. I think here I'd like to take a chance on a tight end. Patrick Douglas, 6'6", running a 4.6. Pretty good 3-cone. Vertical threat archetype. Went to Notre Dame, tight end university. 60 hidden! We got a hidden player! Oh, no way! This is the greatest episode, and I owe it all to you. Wow! What are the chances of that? The first hidden dev player of the series is 60 overall Pat Douglas. 84 speed, 78 catching. Yup, he's got the potential. What a first draft of this series. Man, getting Nigel Jenkins and then bringing the draft into play here, totally going to make this a different series, I think. There you go, our first draft class. Jason Barksdale leads the way. Emmett LaMontagne. I think that we got a couple interior linemen that could play. I am really excited about Holiday as the number 2 we start developing. And then Patrick Douglas, I mean, to have hidden dev on offense. We've been waiting for anything above normal. I don't care that he's a 60 overall. And then we still have the undrafted options who are practice squad eligible. This is fun. Christopher Jenkins, 3rd year. I just think that not getting those first 2 years is kind of an issue, but I think he can still make the team. Brock McGowan, I was going to spend a pick on him. 61 overall improviser. You know what? I'm going to sign Brock McGowan. The fastest quarterback in the class. 44 overall. They're making 44 overall prospects in these classes. I had no idea. Like, I don't think quarterback is his position. If I didn't draft that running back, by the way, somebody else was going to sign him undrafted. Like, the CPU gets the first try here. Like, if you go to the transaction log, you'll see that when you sim the preseason, the CPU is getting a chance before you. Look at all these signings here that happen before you see who's even available. So this is kind of much better for the series. Whole lot better. I'm going to sign Sammy Cooks. He is a linebacker, pass rusher, edge rusher. 85 strength, good athlete, 74 finesse moves. This is like try number 786 at getting a pass rusher on this team. Oh yeah, I get to replace Marvin Wilson now. I totally forgot about that. I can't even be mad at him going to Dallas instead. But yeah, replacing him just won't be very easy. Interesting here. I'm looking at really obscure details right now. Patrick Pickens at running back has 76 release, which is really solid for a wide receiver that's just starting their career. So if we go here and just sort by release for all players, 82 is the best available, and that's Deontay Johnson now late in his career. So this is my way of finding players who can be good position converts, is like one specific rating they're good at. Maybe you got to develop the rest for them. But Patrick Pickens, short route running at 71, 69 catching. I'm moving him to wide receiver. I'm also going to take Will Meander and move him from fullback to tight end because he has better blocking than all the other options. Patrick Pickens, with that high release, is a 60 overall receiving back, and he is a 58 overall receiver with some boosts here from catching traffic, and release. That might be from like the Hall of Fame boost or something. I have no idea why that's there, unless there's something with the coaches I can't remember. Oh my. We have wide receiver mentorship in the preseason, and it's for Patrick Pickens, who I think is a slot receiver, getting mentored by one of our slot receivers, Tyler Johnson. Let's go. I'm serious about developing Patrick Pickens, by the way, with that 76 release right away. I think that if you get that in the short routes, he does have a chance. And release is going up by 2 right there. Upgrade time for Patrick Douglas. It didn't take long for the hidden dev tight end, who got a lot of preseason snaps and, of course, is one of our focus players. We'll go with vertical threat for probably the first few upgrades he's able to get, and that route running will get a lot better. And right away, he's our number 2 tight end. And we know in this offense, the number 2 tight end gets the football. 5 touchdown passes in the preseason. Pat Whitworth having a great time. On the ground, Nigel Jenkins, 129 yards, no touchdowns, but 3 of them went to Carl Holiday, the power back who broke 10 tackles in the preseason. At receiver, Hunter Bryant showing he's still our top tight end. And then Patrick Douglas, 8 for 42. And Pickens didn't actually get a chance, but Johnson still wanted to give him the mentorship. Wow, just 1 sack allowed here. So I wanted to see what would happen here between the centers I drafted this year, and neither seems to have allowed a sack. Carmen, 2 sacks. Markel Ayers gets 2. That's pretty good for our 3 games here. I think here we have to make 1 surprise cut, and we're going to be releasing Jonathan Wood. Carl Holiday, I think, takes that role. He has more speed. He's 5 years younger. He weighs 24 pounds more. I'm really excited about him. Here are all of the final moves that we made to get down to 53 ahead of week 1. Wow, Quincy Christie is on a practice squad right now. 67 overall quarterback in year 2. I think we definitely need to sign him. This is one of the better practice squad signings I think we'll have made in a little while. 3 overall less or 4 overall less than our current quarterbacks, but a lot younger. To make room then, we're going to be releasing Kevin Dominguez. We've made it to our brand new season, everybody, and I think there's some more energy now for this series to keep going and to see what we can do. We change it up a little bit today. 1 more way to add players. I don't see me allowing anything more than what we have now for our rules. If this doesn't work, it's just not going to work. So we have Emmett Lamontagne becoming a day 1 starter at left guard as we try to develop him. 22 years old, has some good upside. Wouldn't mind also playing Justin Page. I think that a lot of his ratings are solid. That 93 strength would help us in the running game. Yeah, you know what? They're both going to start. Both rookies. Eventually, one will likely move to center. Of course, we have Patrick Douglas, the hidden dev tight end I'm really excited about. Pat Whitworth in year 4. He's thinking about making a big deal here soon, I bet. What's the Pat Whitworth contract going to look like? Nigel Jenkins at running back, Terrace Marshall, Tyler Johnson. No major changes here. And then defensively, we're also going to see us play the rookie, Jason Barksdale at linebacker, helping out with run defense. And then trying to figure out how to get some pass rush. We'll see a lot of rotation here I have set up in the depth chart between starters and the specialists. So hopefully things will happen here. That's a week 1 win. 1-0 over Green Bay, 28-20. 3 touchdown passes for Pat Whitworth. Eric Cook, 2-1. Jenkins, 3.2 a carry. A lot of carries in this one for Whitworth. Holiday got the first touches of his career, but overall, not a great rushing day. Tyler Johnson, 7 catches, 30 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, maybe playing running back, that would make sense. 3 sacks allowed by our tackles. And then for the defense, they don't get any sacks, but an interception for Antoine Peck. Wow, that might be the highest scoring game of the series. 48-42 in overtime. Cleveland scores the win. 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions for Baker Mayfield. And then Nick Chubb, 3 touchdowns, but Nigel Jenkins, he gets 4 on 90 yards. That's incredible. Whitworth ran in a touchdown as well. Well, that's pretty impressive. A lot of touchdowns in this game. But I do think that not having a great D tackle is going to hurt the run defense all season long. It's one of the first things I'd like to look at scouting. And we begin. Alex Simmons, the first player I scout all year. The first one is a 4th round talent. Let's go. This is a pretty exciting episode. Looking forward to your feedback on this one as we get to upgrade a lot of rookies right now. Justin Page. Really like where his rating started out. Only 2. You gotta give me more than 2 here. Patrick Douglas. He is getting some snaps. We should know his development before the end of the season. Should have some chances to catch the ball too. What has he done in 2 weeks? No career catches yet. He's definitely playing, like, a fair amount too. And then what can happen this year for the running game? And Nigel Jenkins, our top-rated player. Release? Oh, I guess I went with receiving back, didn't I? I meant to go elusive back. Well, we didn't score much in this one. We once led and then lost 35-7. 4 touchdowns to Trey Lance every time. We don't even have to check the box score. Trey Lance, Trey Sermon. It just doesn't work out for us very well. Breakout player chance, though, for Evan Goodwin. He is playing a lot at D tackle. He is the one benefiting the most from Marvin Wilson's departure, I'd say. Okay, we have a 5th round talent at wide receiver. And I'm really excited to see by the end of the year, with all these undrafted players scouted, how many good options we have. Keldon Keaton. 6'3", deep threat, catching medium routes, spec catch, early 4. So far, the best player, talent-wise, I've scouted. Close loss for Seattle, unfortunately. We do put up over 100 yards on the ground, so it does seem like that is getting better. Jenkins might have a chance to run for 1,000 this year. I think he gets there. Terrace Marshall, 72 yards and the touchdown. And then defense, we're looking for Evan Goodwin, who did not record a sack, who did not record a tackle for loss or an interception. But now Ashari Crosswell's going to get a chance, and he's been playing safety. He picked up an interception in that last game. But this is from star to superstar, which is tough. Slot upgrade Patrick Pickens. Overall is not going to be good, but in the slot, running a few routes, could it eventually work? Maybe. Although, I don't think release matters much in the slot, but he could be able to play outside and run like 3 routes. Upgrade here for Pat Whitworth. We'll see if it changes his archetype. Accuracy's going up. Scrambler is still shown there, so don't have to change anything yet. Here's Carl Holiday, and his power back upgrade gives him some vision and break tackle. Not getting a ton of carries, surprisingly, just 10 for 35 thus far. And yet another loss, this time to the previously winless Bears. 4 touchdowns in this one for Justin Fields. Definitely haven't played against him very much in this series. Touchdowns for Marshall and Hunter Bryant. Now Goodwin gets 2 tackles for loss, but for Ashari Crosswell, looks like just the 1. Playing games close in a lot of these, but just cannot get it done. We lose in overtime for the 2nd time this season. Pretty bad rushing day in this one. And I think that overall, I'm going to be moving at an even faster pace now in this series. So we're probably going to end it here. I've been recording for a while, but next episode, I'm not necessarily just going to stop at the end of the year and then the next one is the off season. Like, I might get through the rest of this year, and if it's good somehow, then we stick around. If it's forgettable, then we just get on to the next draft and try to really change this team up. But as far as being able to construct the roster in a new way and having at least one more way to have a chance in this series, I am excited about. What do you think, everybody? Does this give us a chance? And will we be able to pull this off now that we'll have a big draft class upcoming? I think that's probably going to happen next episode. Unless you see us rattle off like 6 wins in a row to get in the playoff hunt, I don't see why we'd stick around too much. And if you don't mind simming a bit more and maybe not watching a lot of games, at least today, then let me know if you like episodes like this. But I'll be back with more of this series soon. Can we still call it the practice squad? I mean, I'm drafting players now, so it's a little bit different. Before we go, though, I will show off the stats. Pat Whitworth, 9 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Still waiting on that long 25 bug to be fixed. Nigel Jenkins, 352, and I think he's just off a 1,000-yard pace. I think I said it was 58.8. Terrace Marshall, 308 and 4. Bryant Johnson, same players, still producing at the top of the list for us. But as the season goes on, we might get a few more players involved. Javen White, 48 tackles, already 2 interceptions. Antoine Peck. A couple players here who have a chance to boost their development, I think. Antoine Peck, maybe to start dev if he can get 1 or 2 more. Markel Ayers, 3 sacks, was good in the preseason, so his role is increased. Unfortunately, I do think we miss Marvin Wilson. But that is it for today. Hope you enjoyed the exciting episode with this team, and I will see you all in the next one. Please leave a like, subscribe, and definitely leave your feedback down below. Have a great day, everybody. See you next time.